Last week, the doomsday clock moved to 85 seconds to midnight, closer to Armageddon than it's ever been. Things may be seeming a little doomy. Global nuclear disarmament, diplomacy, dead in the water. You tell me after you hear this. Nearly all 9 nuclear armed states, the United States, Russia, China, France, the UK, India, Pakistan, North Korea, and Israel, are actively modernizing their nuclear arsenals. So yeah, everyone's upgrading the apocalypse at the same time. Welcome to Aaron's Smoke Break News, where I call it as I see it, no bullshit. Welcome to reality. China is in the middle of an aggressive purge of senior military leadership. Generals disappearing, careers erased, loyalty tests everywhere. And it raises a very uncomfortable question. Is China purging its own officers because they know their military isn't even Venezuela kidnap a president capable in real combat? Not on paper, not in parades, in a snatch and grab tier 1 operation. Have you ever heard of the Rumsfeld Doctrine? It's a spec ops based military, and it was direction the US was taking up until September 11th, 2001. So let me know what you think in the comments. It seems like that's the direction we are definitely taking. Xi Jinping is pushing hard for the renminbi to become a global reserve currency. Hope I pronounced that right. An official party commentary published this week, Xi said China must build a powerful currency that could be widely used in global trade, investment, and foreign exchange market. Translation: China wants the privileges of the dollar without the transparency, trust, or open systems that made the dollar dominant in the first place. Good luck with that. Refer to my earlier videos on China, guys. Like, they're not open. You can't change that system from within. Like, and I'm pretty sure this is the next step of BRICS. So, watch out. Europe, Serbia, Russia. What are you doing? Let's talk Serbia. Chinese investment in Serbia in 2022 matched and then surpassed the combined investment of all 27 EU countries for the first time. That is not partnership. That is colonial level leverage. And it raises real questions about sovereignty, long-term dependency, and whether Europe is accidentally outsourcing influence in its own backyard. And honestly, what are you doing, Russia? China's using you as a means to an end. I mean, I get it, you're doing that too. But if you're Russian, just know you're next, and the monster you created, you won't be able to contain. Ooh, Iran, favorite subject of mine lately. Explosions across Iran as cracks in the regime keep showing. The terrorists in charge say it was a gas leak. Gas leak. Sure, everything is always a gas leak. It must be from the cracks in the regime infrastructure. Was it Mossad? Israel says no. Was it internal sabotage? Revolutionaries? Factional infighting? You tell me. Internet blackouts continue, the population is restless, and the world is waiting quietly to see whether Trump keeps his word and intervenes. I feel like the credibility of the United States kind of relies on it. He might have talked us into something. We have no choice but to act now. Drop your theories in the comments. That's mine. Myanmar. February 1st marks 4 years since Myanmar's military detained Aung San Suu Kyi, claiming voter fraud. Does that sound familiar? Rwanda just wrapped up so-called general election, banning pro-democracy parties and calling it transition to civilian rule. Only a handful of countries recognize it, mainly China and Russia. Everyone else is calling it what it is. It's a dictatorship, guys. Like, that's a real dictatorship. That is how it is done, through arms of force. to India. I love India, by the way. So if you're from India, please say hi. As a former country that was a British colony themselves, I feel like we have, as Americans and as actual Indians, we kind of have a relation that we understand here. So let me dive into a very smart country with good leadership. India is making a very smart move and a very quiet move. They are prioritizing mining, refining, and self-reliance as part of a new defense strategy. New logistic corridors, alternative supply chains, less dependence on China. Good job, India. India is signaling it doesn't want to be a peripheral player anymore. It wants to be a strategic producer. Defense spending is up 15%. Custom duties are being waived on nuclear and defense-related imports through 2035. They are lowering costs now so they can build capacity later. Reality is, India sees the geopolitical writing on the wall, and they are acting accordingly. Once again, bravo, India.
Don't need no friends to go put you some alarm. We'll let you on my desk, though. Don't waste my time. If you wanna fuck with me, I'll fucking let you up inside. You turn out to find, I'm gonna put you in a time like push him on. Roll, like push him on a
To odd news, gold just blew past $5,500 an ounce only days after crossing $5,000 for the first time. That's nearly 30% in the last year, guys. People don't buy gold because they are optimistic. That's for sure. Oil jumped 4.5% this morning. The reasons should be painfully obvious. The Sahel continues to destabilize. Jihadist violence is rising. Go fucking figure. Meanwhile, in the U.S., Nigeria's security ties are quietly improving, even as visa restrictions remain a sore point. Rwanda is suing the UK over the collapse of its asylum relocation deal. Uganda's president just secured a 7th term amid fraud allegations and repression. And in Nigeria, allegations of a Christian genocide, amplified largely by U.S. lawmakers, push Washington to launch airstrikes against terrorist enclaves on Christmas Day. Security cooperation is growing. Freedom of movement. Welcome to reality. No bullshit, just a game of chess. Hope your leaders aren't playing checkers still. Governments are hedging, militaries are modernizing. The world isn't drifting toward chaos, it is preparing for it. A new world order. Thank you for joining me on Aaron's Smoke Break, where we break down our geopolitical realities. No bullshit. Catch you next time. Have a good day. Follow up with me for more details.